How's it going today? It's Frankie and I'm here with Wild Wednesdays. And this movie is called The Hard Way. Um, Now I gotta say I like this movie. It is a good movie, although I do think there could have been more suspense involved. I'll summarize it briefly. It's about this guy called Payne and he finds out his brother Cody died in like a mission in Russia. Um and they showed that bit at the start anyway. And then he finds out what happened to his brother, and there's someone called like the like a syndicate, like like a Toro group, or something called Toro. Basically is the boss of that group, and his friend Mason tells him, and that's what they show at the start because that's who Cody and his partner were shooting at the start of the movie. He comes up against a lot of altercations in this movie, like at the start of it, where this was shown on Netflix, by the way. They showed a scene of this, and I like this. I kind of like this whole fighting scene, especially in every other scene in this movie. There's good scenes in it. And these two dudes was wanted to buy the place, and they made like they tried to provoke Payne, and Payne just gave some sort of like a lecture to him or something like that. It's just typical dialogue about why he's making a mistake about attacking him, and then he goes and fights him. The fighting's quick. I like the fight scenes in this movie. It's quick, it's pacey. I like it, and then I think his nephew said to him about fighting, and somebody else said to him about fighting, and he said it's not a fight if I'm the only one trading blows, if I'm the only one you know, doing most of the fighting, which is a good point. I like that bit of dialogue right there, and there's more of those dudes. I assume those dudes know other people as well, and they're targeting him for a reason. And then there's another scene at the club where he sees, I think, was it not Lacey? It was somebody else. I think it was, who was it? He was having a bit of altercation. I think it was his ex, or whoever it was. And then these two, he stopped, he stopped them from getting assaulted by these guys at the strip club. And he sort of like breaks on their arms, sort of has a fight with them. He also teams up with someone called Mason and Briggs as well. I thought Briggs, they said he forms with two people, but he only has one ally that he works with mostly. And Briggs is like the head of like the was it FBI? I don't know who he's the head of, right? Wherever he is. And then then you come across against like you then get introduced to someone called Frankie Fine. Yeah, no, me, of course. Not actually me. It's just this guy's got my name in it as well. He's also like part of that some sort of the syndicate group, if you want to call it. And there's also an altercation that where Mason sort of finds like he finds like the theater place, I think, where this gang is hiding out, and he sort of has like a fight, and he shoots these two dudes as well. Um, yeah, and also another scene where I think he leaves the club or wherever he leaves from, and he sort of gets into altercation with like someone that comes out of the van. And he starts fighting with him. He's targeted too. This group is targeted, him and Payne. This group, I would assume, also is the same group that targeted them. Valley's family, Valley and him, Valley and his family in his own home. I think Valley's like I think he's some sort of like Russian boss or something like that. I don't know, businessman, wherever he is. He appears there in the movie, and then this whole like gang just sort of kills him, and that's when Payne wants to exact vengeance. I mean, it's so crazy. Put my phone to silent for a second. Put my iPad in airplane mode. Sorry about that. Don't want anything to go off. I always do that, but I forgot to do it that time. But yeah, you also came across this dude as well. Like Payne, sees this dude, and he's sort of asking where Joe Vig is. Joe Vig is the guy that ran away from like Cody when Cody was firing at him. So he's at the head of things too. He's also part of it as well. And excuse me. And he obviously has an altercation with Frankie fighting after he deals with this dude. Now, in movies like this, excuse me, there's always the antagonist that always fights back. You would have thought this Frankie character would have at least put up more of a fight. I think I felt like he was a lackluster antagonist, but his demeanor and attitude was a perfect for an antagonist. It just felt like it was just one way. I mean, I love when the protagonists do the fighting, don't get me wrong, but it just felt a bit too simple. And it just felt easy for Payne just to kill him, basically. He also sees videos of, like, women that, he's come across and he's met up with, and they got killed by, when Frankie Fan recorded them, and he also killed, I don't know, this dude's not that got shot, he's shot in the chair. I've forgotten his name actually, to be fair. And then Payne sort of sees like, because there was a guy with a cowboy hat, and he sort of recognizes the gun strapped to the side of him. That's important. I'll get onto that in a minute. And he sort of talks to Mason about how he's going to do this, and they sort of set up traps basically in like this, mansion area, the field or park type, however you want to call it. And this is a good scene. I like this scene. They're shooting, these enemies. And then this is where Lacey Love gets kidnapped. Lacey Love is confusing because it mentioned that that's Payne's ex, but it's actually his brother's ex. I really don't understand. It really confused me, that one there. But yeah, and then Payne says and there's a suitcase full of money. And this guy, I think this guy is referred to as Toro or something like that. Is that the boss of it all? And then this is where like it gets quite interesting. So Lacey sort of sees guys coming for like Mason are going to attack him. And that's where she sort of screams out just to save him. And then, Mason shoots this guy's hat off. Because I think he got like, got distracted or something like that. And then this is a great shoot off. Watch this part of the movie. This is fantastic, this part of the movie. I love this part of the movie. And this when you get to a chapel. I thought it was like a mansion. It's a chapel. Yeah, that's what it was. Get a bit confused now. And this is where you find out who actually did it. Remember, watch the movie first and then watch my reviews. Like I said, all my reviews. Most of them anyway. Don't think I said in every other review video I've done. But yeah, watch the movie first and then, watch my video after. And this is where you found out it was actually the officer, Briggs, that was part of it. And Briggs did all of this just because he wanted Cody's woman or whatever it was. Or unless Briggs had, her first. And I don't know what it was, right? I got be confused with that. And this is a clever part of the movie, though. Now, Briggs obviously shoots Payne, thinking that he died after he takes a suitcase. And then you're thinking to yourself, oh, this sounds a bit too easy. Very, very easy for him to go down like that. What's the catch? And he keeps getting back up. And then Briggs keeps shooting him. I don't know why he kept calling him Arnold. They only gave the surnames of Payne and Briggs' characters for some reason on the IMDb site. And then he keeps getting up. And then you eventually find out that he's actually swapped his bullets before that. I think he opened up the safe or something like that. This was clever how he did it. Very, very clever. I love this part when he starts talking about how he figured out it was him. I didn't know it was him. I didn't even recognize. But then the gun that Briggs is holding is exactly the same gun he's using now. And he obviously must have swapped the bullets for fake ones when he opened up his safe. He must have done that after he opened up the safe. And he must have done that after he's seen the video. So after he's seen those videos and he thought, oh, I know who did it now. So he knew it. He knew it all along. It's just that us viewers didn't know. I didn't realize it was him. Very clever that. I mean, I should have realized. I thought he had a strong bulletproof vest on, but then he started shooting his legs. So I'm thinking, he must be dead now. He gets back up. I mean, Briggs must have thought, was he some supernatural being? But no, he swapped his bullets for what I think is probably rubber bullets. Whatever fake bullets they have anyway. And he saw the combination to a safe. Did he know it from the very start, even without needing any evidence? He must have known from the start, surely. And then you see Mason have a bit of a fight with somebody. I think it was something that Briggs was in contact with. Didn't show much of this character. So I don't know why the movie was doing some sort of flashback as if we're supposed to know who he actually was. We only saw him about one or two scenes. So yeah, I'm gonna skip though that type of dialogue and before Briggs and Payne had that fight. You can watch the video so you can tell me what you think. And yeah, and this is a good fight. I mean, again, Briggs didn't put much to the fight, to be fair. A little bit, you could say, better than Frankie's character did anyway. And then he eventually kicked him down this hole. I know what this hole is. I'm not sure where it is, to be fair. And then he gets a suitcase for money back. And yeah, and the ending part is just him seeing Lacey in like some sort of like cafe or something. And then he gives out the suitcase and then I saw his and her surname. So that probably is his ex-wife. I thought that was Cody's ex-wife. I have no idea. I get confused sometimes with scenes like this. And yeah, so that's really part of the movie. The only issue is is that I felt like they did the twist a bit too early. I like the fight scenes. The acting's good. Apart from like two or three characters that, because of the accent, I get that. But at least they tried and they made an effort. But it's just that this movie didn't feel like it needed a twist. It just didn't feel like that sort of movie was gonna have a twist. It just felt like the sort of movie was just gonna fight through. Sorry about that. I had to pause it. Then my mom came in to give me, my provisional. So yeah. Anyways, where was I? Yeah. This movie didn't need a twist. I didn't think it did. It just didn't feel that. I know a lot of these movies do have twists. It didn't feel like it needed a twist like that. It's weird. Although I was just like, really, it was Briggs. There was no reaction from me. Or it just felt like it happened too quick, too swiftly. I kind of wanted to take its time to get to a twist. Now, I love my action pacey. I love when it gets straight to the point. But it just kind of felt like it was just stopping and starting. I wanted to continue the action. It just felt like it just went to above halt like that after each action scene. It just paused and then it went back to it again. That's one of the downsides to it. But I like that they added a twist. It's kind of different. It made me unexpected a bit. I'll give them that one. I might be generous with the rating on this movie. And again, acting was quality. It says martial arts movie. It didn't feel like and look like martial arts to me. Right? But if it is martial arts, it's definitely my kind of martial arts in any action movie. Because the fight scenes are just the same in any other action movies I've seen. But I don't know if it's a perfect movie. It's not. I don't think it's one of the best action movies I've seen because there's action scenes. There wasn't enough tension and suspense and build up. There wasn't enough climax. There wasn't enough like the twist. I don't know if they needed to add in or not because the movie just didn't feel that way. The movie just felt like it wanted an exact revenge or wanting to to defeat a mystery enemy or whatever you want to call it. And the enemy wasn't exactly mysterious and. In fact, he didn't need any allies for this one, apart from the end bit of the movie. In fact, he didn't need it. So, there was few things they could fix up in the movie. I'm not quite sure, but I'm hesitant on what to rate this. And I'm pretty sure, because Michael J. White plays Pain. I've seen him before, and I recognize, his voice and stuff. I recognize the name. I recognize his face. I'm trying to think where I've seen him before. Oh, I'm just trying to think about it now. I'll have to search his names up, because I know I've seen him before, just don't know where. Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Joel Vig though, because he went to look for him. I don't know where he was at. Did he die? Was he the guy in the chair? I just don't really remember. I don't know who he was, but it just felt confusing. They're looking for Joel Vig, but then Briggs was behind it all. That's the thing. So I don't know. I don't know what to rate this. For me, it's a between an 8 and a 9. Do I want to give it a 9 because of the twist? Because it didn't feel like much of a twist to me. Or do I want to give it an 8? It felt like an 8 to me most of the time. I only felt like giving it a 9 because of the twist, but it just didn't feel like a big twist to me. So it's a good movie. It's just above decent. It's just as bad as decent. Kind of said the same thing there, but it's just tough. It's not a 10. Far from it. I do think there's some stuff that they could have probably fixed up and could have changed in the movie. I like the action scenes. The acting was great. Storyline was good. I feel like a few things needed to be fixed. Like, did they really need to have a twist? And there wasn't enough suspense in it. I kind of action movies with a lot of suspense. I just keep going. And more intensity as well. Within like the dialogues, I think they could have added. But other than that, I think it's a good movie. It's just really tough to call it. I'm going to say anything, right? I'm going to still suggest this. Probably put this on TikTok. You know what? I'm going to go with an 8. Besides, it makes no difference. 8 or 9 is still the same thing. It's just 9 is close to perfect and 8 is not that close to perfect. It's just above decent. I think apart from the action and the acting, which was good, that made the movie actually quite good. I think that's why I'm giving this an 8. Yeah, I'm staying an 8 because an 8 is... I'll give this an 8 throughout. It was like a big twist, I could say, at the end. This is questionable. Because other movies I've given a slightly higher rating for the twist because it felt like a twist or something was coming. I didn't expect that to be a twist, so I don't know. And besides, who else was going to be like the main person behind it? If it wasn't Briggs, who else would it have been? So, yeah, I don't know. This fight, they could have just made it obvious and said Briggs is one of them, and just saw him talking to people. I don't know. Yeah, let me know, because wherever I'm hesitant on these ratings, let me know what you think the ratings should have been or should be. Because this one's stomping me as an 8 or a 9, but it doesn't matter. They're the same. It's not. It's one of those two numbers. So you know what? I'll go on them and say 8 out of 10. So yeah, this is it for this video. Definitely 8 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.